Hey breadheads, welcome back to another episode of Breadstick's World. We got a lot of stuff to do today, so let's get started.
In the world where you're a goner, if you leave without your armor and you come across a spawner, yeah, that's Breadstick's World. It's a world full of creepers, endermen, and jukebox speakers, shulker boxes full of everything you need to survive Breadstick World.
Okay, so the first thing on our agenda today, we have got to finish our total domination of the nether. We've been working on it. We're looking good. The base is looking cool. So let's get that done, and we are going to get out of the nether. Believe it or not, we've been in the nether the last few episodes, but we have got to get gunpowder taken care of. You've heard me whining about it the last few episodes, and today, that gets sorted. So let's get cracking. What's the first thing to do on our total nether domination list today? Well, first, well, this technically isn't on the list, but I want to show you guys the room. The floor is all done. It's looking good. It's looking cool. We've kind of rearranged a little bit. There's a lot of sorting to do. We've got some random stuff just sitting, random shulker boxes. We'll get that sorted out later. First thing we got to get done on our total nether domination checklist. Number one, build a super secret cool entrance to our super secret mini base. Number two, recruit a super valiant strider steed to help us in our conquest of the nether. Number three, defeat the lava lord in single-handed combat for total domination of the nether. Say goodbye, lava lord. Oh, yes. There you have it, breadheads. We have completed our quest for total domination of the nether. I know, that was so stupid. It was so goofy. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a ton of fun putting that little thing together. But let's get real. Let's get into some gunpowder. Let's get into some farms. I'm gonna go ahead and put some of this stuff away, and I will meet you breadheads in a creative world. We're going on a little field trip today. Okay, breadheads, here we are in a creative copy. You can see just in the background over there. This is a bit of a creative copy. Well, it's not a bit of a creative copy. It is a creative copy of Breadstick's World, okay? So right in front of me is a creeper farm. Now, this is a pretty standard creeper farm. I'm sure you guys have seen stuff like this before. So my idea for a creeper farm was I wanted to make something as small as possible that was efficient. Now there's a few problems with this, and this is not the first one I built. There's actually, you can't quite see it out in the distance over there, but there's a couple over there, over the ocean. There's a few that I built and they just didn't quite work out, but let's talk about this one for the moment. Now, there's not very many spawning pads, bars, whatever you want to call them, and the reason for that is I wanted it to be as small as possible. Now you can see there is buttons on this that I tried a few different things. There's slabs on top of here. That trick does not work anymore. So it would be better to do water or leaves or something like that. And as we all know, oh, there goes a creeper. Bam. As we all know, or as I hope that you know, that you've heard, the button trick is going to stop working. So there's a few problems with this farm. I was pretty happy with it. Pretty happy with the design of it, and I ran a few tests. So here are the results of those tests. Okay, so AFK spot was over there. This is one. Oh bother. Okay, let's try that again. This is from the AFK spot right there. That's the AFK spot. This is 1 hour of AFK, and you can see we got some odds and ends in here. I think I had a couple spots that weren't trapdoored up. But this is what we got, okay? Not bad. And then this one that says deck was actually for me just standing right here. I think I was standing on top of one of these, and I did that for an hour, okay? And that gave about the same. It was about the same loot in that hour that we got from our first one, from our AFK spot. And this one I did from the deck with no spiders, 1 stack. So the buttons that are on top of here, I actually put in after the fact to eliminate spider spawns, which it did, but it also cut our spawning spots in half. And with the farm this small, it just, I mean, a stack in an hour, that's just even for a single player world, that's just not going to do it, right? I kind of had a change of heart. So we found out about the button thing, and, you know, I thought maybe, okay, we'll do trapdoors instead or whatever. But then I was thinking about witch farms. I heard witch farms got super easy in the 1.16 update. And so I thought maybe I could give my hand a try at a witch farm and just see how it went. Ooh. Let's go take a look. And see what you guys think. We'll see if you come to the same conclusions that Breadstick came to. Okay, here we are. We are at the witch farm. Let's check it out. All right, so this is a pretty simple, actually it's overly simplified design. If you look in here, right there, we're just pushing, right? We're just using the push mechanic. They spawn here, they get pushed into the hole, they fall down, and in here is a Trident Killer. Very basic Trident Killer. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. And that's really it. I mean, that's pretty much the mechanic of the farm. I put the AFK spot way up at the top. You didn't need to do I did spam some torches, but that's totally unnecessary. I wasn't getting hardly any spawns. I heard that if you fill in the chunk that the witch farm's in, you get better rates. I don't know if that's true or not, but I did it because it was one chunk and it was super easy. So let's talk about rates. Let's talk about rates on this thing. Obviously, you can see it's super easy to build. We just took the witch farm. We found our spawn spot. We did the push mechanic. We threw in a Trident Killer down here. I mean, it honestly could not have been any simpler. And for 1 hour of AFK time, with standing up there holding a looting 3 sword, 1 hour of AFK time gave us this. And I gotta say, I think that's stellar. We got the same amount of gunpowder as we do with that giant creeper farm, which, and honestly, for creeper farms, that was small. But we got the same amount of gunpowder, plus we got all this other stuff. Sticks, redstone, glowstone. You know, we could probably use bottles in our honey farm. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know what we're going to use all these spider eyes and sugar for, but, I mean, whatever, we'll have them. So if we need them, we'll have them. So I think this is the way to go. I think this is what we're going to do. Now, we do have one problem, okay? There's one problem, and that's the XP. Because we're using a Trident Killer, we get XP, and if you AFK for too long at the top, you're probably going to get some serious lag down here. Now, I put the scaffolding in the corner, so when you actually come down your scaffolding, you're going to gather all the XP that's in there, okay? But that doesn't mean if you AFK for a long time, an hour wasn't much of an issue, but this is a single player world, so it wasn't terrible. So if you're doing this on a realm or something, you might have problems. You might run into issues, you know, I don't know. But we're going to give it a try. Now, I think I have a fix. I think the easiest way to fix this would be to drop them down and then bring them over and shoot them up in a water elevator up to the top. And we'll kill them up top. So I think if the XP becomes an issue for us, that's what we're going to do. We're actually going to change the way we kill these witches. But for now, let's get back into Breadstick's world. Let's build this little farm today. And then we're going to AFK at the end of the episode. And we're going to see if we get some gunpowder. I think we will. I'm pretty pumped. So I will meet you breadheads back in Breadstick's world. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I think that's my first time to find like an overworld part of the new update, right? The 1.16 update. Oh, cool. That is cool. I mean, we don't really need this stuff, but I'm definitely going to take it because why not? I mean, why not take it, right? Gold block. Yes. All right, here we are, breadheads. We have found it. And we're right next to a flower forest, so that's great. We can use that for our dyes. But let's go ahead and let's get this sucker figured out. We'll get a bit of a workstation set up here so we can work. And look over there. There's a purple coat. We see you. Yes. Look at that. Already giving us some gunpowder. Bam. That'd be terrible. What if that was the whole farm? What if I just brought you guys over here and I was like, oh, a cat head. A black cat head. Yes. Let's set this up. Can we set that on there? Yes. Oh, cool. Yes. What if that was the whole farm? I just brought you guys over here and I was like, yeah, we're just going to run around and chop witches. That's it. That's the farm. That'd be terrible, wouldn't it? I mean, I feel like it would be. Let me do a little bit of site prep here, dudes. A little bit of site prep, and I'll bring you guys back in, and we'll put this farm together. Okay, we are back, breadheads. Let's go ahead and start converting this into a farm. Now, I want to stress to everyone, this is not a tutorial. I mean, you dudes know me. I am not a tutorial guy. I mean, number one, I suck. Okay, I suck at tutorials. But, ooh, he's got some red stuff in there. Let's break it. I wanted to do my own. I just wanted to try my own, my own thing. And that's kind of what we've got going on right here. It's just me trying to do my own thing. And I don't know. I just wanted to. I just wanted to see if I could do it and how it would turn out and all that good stuff. And I don't want you dudes to like build this in your worlds and be like, oh, this is terrible. So-and-so's farm is way better. Well, I mean, yeah, probably so-and-so's farm is way better because they're probably way better than me. I'm too stupid. I'm too stupid for tutorials. You know what I mean? And plus, I mean, like a lot of you dudes, I got a job. I got a full-time job. I got, family stuff. And I just don't have time. I don't have time for, to spend 3 or 4 days just trying to figure out a farm, So that's why a lot of times I use other people's farms, They work. They're good. But this time around, I don't know. I just want to try my own. I just want to see how it would work out. Now that you've got the warning, now that you know, hey, this is a breadstick farm, and if you've been following the channel for a while, you know how breadstick does it, okay? It's probably going to get derped up, but that's okay. That's okay. We're just in it for the fun of it. So now that we've talked about that, you've got your warning. Let me tell you what we're doing now. We're going to find out where the witches are spawning in here, okay? So we're going to close that off. We're going to make that dark, and we're going to take this porch down too because we don't need it. Why not? We don't need it there. Let's just get rid of it. And honestly, we can probably take this scaffolding down and put it in a better spot. But for now, let's go at least 25 blocks away and see if we can get some witches to spawn in. I think we probably can. I mean, it is daytime, Okay, let's see if that did it. Let's see if that gave us any witches. I hope it did. It did. Ha ha! Look at you, sucker. You're in trouble now. We ain't scared of you. We're about to be farming you. Okay, now we know right where we're at. So you can see these 4 blocks are what she spawned on, okay? Now, mobs always spawn in the northwest corner. So we're going to get our map out. And you know what? Let's put that in our big hand. Okay, so there's our map. We're facing north, which means this is west. Yes. So that means the top left corner of this block. This is the block she's spawning on right there. So we want to chop that out. And we're going to replace that with something that we know we can see. Oh, yes. Okay, there we go. And now we don't need you. Okay. So we know that is our spawning spot, right? And it's pretty simple from here on out, breadheads. So what we're going to do is we are just going to take some glass, which we don't have. We're going to run over and get some glass. And we are going to make this so we want to go 1 up, and then we want to break this out. And then we're going to go 1 here and 1 there, right? And that's pretty much it. Oh, we got to knock this out. We got to knock this block here out. That way she can fall down into the witches can fall down into the thing with the fork, the Trident Killer. They can fall down into the Trident Killer. And that's pretty much our spawning chamber done, yo. I mean, it's that easy. Let's get some slabs. We want to slab that off. We'll just craft these into some slabs. And yeah, that's it. We're gonna block this off, and our witches should just spawn right in there and fall right down. Okay, now that we've got our spawning spot done, let's nap real quick. Let's take a quick nap. I'm gonna come back with my texture pack on for the chunks, and we're gonna lay some stone down in this chunk, and we're gonna light up the surrounding area just a little bit, and then we're gonna put our why can't I remember the fork thing? The fork thing! The Trident Killer. We're going to put our Trident Killer in, and we're going to run this farm. We are back, and as you can see, I got this chunk all laid out. Threw down some stone bricks. I don't know if this actually helps. I heard it helped with the rates. I don't know if that's true, but somebody smarter than me is going to have to let me know in the comments, okay? And I also torched up the area. Now, that's not actually necessary because we're going to be so high up at our AFK spot. Very few blocks down here are actually going to be within spawning range. So I don't think that's actually necessary, but I did it just because, I don't know, I wanted to. Gave me an excuse to put on my chunk lighting pack or my lighting pack, so that was cool, it was fun. That's really satisfying. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever messed with that, but it's really satisfying. Like, when everything's red, and then you light it up with torches and it's normal. I don't know why, I get a kick out of that. So let's stop. Let me stop getting sidetracked here, and we're going to take the rest of this stuff down. We don't need it. We're going to chop all these steps off, and I don't think this is actually necessary because you're not spawning on steps or anything. But I like it. I like to do it, so I'm going to do it. It's our farm. We can do whatever we want to it, so why not? Right? Okay, so the next thing we're almost done. So the next thing we want to do is we want to put in the Trident Killer, and we're going to do that right here. So let's temporarily knock this out, and we got to get our redstone box, and this is a super simple Trident Killer. I don't know how familiar you guys are with Trident Killers. This is kind of my version of a Trident Killer, and it couldn't be much easier. So let's get our pistons, let's get our tridents out. Yeah. Okay, and we are going to, let's see, we want this to be in the middle. So let's just mark out with these stone bricks right now where we want this to go. So we want this, and then this, and this, and then this, and this, and yeah. So that's going to be it. So we're going to do a piston here, and then here, and then here, and then, no. Scratch that. There. And there. And there. Okay. Now that we got that laid out, the rest of this is super simple. Let's move that stuff so we can move around. We want this piston to be firing into here. And it's going to be watching, or this observer. So this observer is watching this observer, which is watching this piston. That's firing in there. That's going to be looking at that piston. This is looking in here. That's going to be looking at that piston. You guys get it. You get the... And that's it. And there it goes. It's off to the races. So let's get a lever. And we'll just fire that down like that. And then this will be our on-off switch. And that's pretty much it, dudes. I mean, we got to make sure it's dark in there. So we're going to do something like this. Right? We're going to throw down a couple of tridents. Make sure those go where they're supposed to go. Yes. Turn that off. Okay, so that is working. Now let's go down. We want to go, I guess let's look here. We want to go 1, 2. So we need a little bit of an entrance here. We need an entrance to this thing. All right, so we want a chest to be, let's do our first chest right here. And we're gonna have a hopper going into that. All right, we'll throw a temporary block right here. We want to get some of those bad dudes. Let's put our minecart hopper right there. Huh. All right, and we're gonna put you in, and we'll put you in. Now we can see you. And then let's make this drop a couple levels down so we can have a little more storage. All right, so we want to do something like this. All right, yep. That'll work. And then we'll do something like this and this. And we're going to come back and we're going to pretty this up down here. But for right now, just to see if this sucker's going to be working, this is what we're going to do. And we're also going to put something right there. All right, so we got our collection system in. And let's just test that, right? Let's see if we can just throw a couple things in there. All right, and run it. Yes, and it all just dropped right in. So cool, that is working perfectly. So let's put you back. And now what we're going to do, fellas, we are going to go up to the top. And we want to make sure that we also, all this stuff up here is spawnable and it's going to be within range. So we want to make sure that we take a minute and we actually spawn proof the top of that roof. And the way we're going to do that real quick is we're just going to make some more slabs. And I think that should cover us. So now the question is, how far up do we go into the sky for our AFK spot? That's easy. We're going to go 43 blocks off this level because this level right here is where we are actually going to have our witches standing, and we don't want them to despawn. Despawn? Despawn. Despawn? You know what I'm talking about. We don't want them to despawn. So we're on level 63, so we're going to go 43 blocks up into the air from here. So we're going to go 106. 106 is the magic number. Okay, 106. This is it. So let's just make a small platform. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just something we can stand on and not fall off of. I feel like that will work. And then let's put a small shield up here. Oh, I didn't have my silky smooth. Okay, we're gonna have a small phantom shield up here. This is just so we don't accidentally get killed by phantoms. And then let's just give this, I'm gonna give this just like 5 minutes. Just like 5 minutes and see what it does in 5 minutes. And then we'll come back in, we'll talk about it real quick, and then we'll do a real AFK session. All right, breadheads, it has not been the full 5 minutes. I couldn't wait. I have to see what we got going on here. So let's see if we got anything. And yes, we did. Yes, it hasn't even been the full 5 minutes yet, and we did get some stuff. So that's great. That's great. It looks like a lot of stuff. It actually looks like a pretty good chunk of stuff coming in. Yeah, that looks real good. So it is working. That was the ticket, that second layer of bricks. Let's shut that off. And let's see what kind of damage the... Okay, so we need, right there is where we need to get our XP. So we're going to have to remember that. We're going to have to set something up where we can get XP. I wonder if we can get XP from right here. If we come down this way. But we're definitely going to set something up. That XP, I think, is going to clog us up. But it works. It works. So the big news is, it works. So tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to try and play with this just a little bit to see if I can find a good way for us to get the XP, but it still generates lots of witches. And I will bring you dudes back in after I AFK for a couple hours. We'll see what the rates are. We'll make some rockets. And if we have time, we will do something with our giant pit. Because we just have a pit right now. We'll try and do something for this so that it actually looks decent. Because we're going to be spending some time down here. I mean, not a ton of time. Why did I put that hopper there? That don't even make any sense. Not a ton of time down here, but we'll definitely be spending some time. So let's go ahead and do that, and I will see you dudes in just a couple of hours. All right, breadheads, it has been a couple of hours. Let's go down there and check it out. The lag doesn't feel too bad. I did put in this little side thing here. Okay, yeah. And you can see we picked up a lot of XP there. So there was definitely some XP hanging, but it didn't feel too bad. Let's turn that dude off. Yeah, okay, so that's not bad. That's not bad. And... oh, yeah, I found that dude. Oh, that's promising. Oh, look, witches' heads. Yes! We've got witches' heads now. Oh, that's my favorite head. That has got to be the best head in the game so far. It even has the little wart. Oh, that's awesome. That is so awesome. Man, okay, look at that. So, I mean, a couple of hours and we've got a good run of stuff. This is the old stuff that we had. So let's get this out of here. This is really what we were looking for, am I right? Get the gunpowder out for sure. Okay, so look at that. We're talking what here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 7.25 stacks in 2 hours. I'm not upset about that. I'm not hating on that. I mean, so I'm pumped. I'm pumped, dudes. I did end up going back through, and like I said, I put this little thing in for the experience. And I ended up covering up the rest of this. Covering up all the redstone components. I think we might have had some light coming in through those redstone components. So maybe like observers or something are not quite solid blocks, I guess. I don't know what you say there, but let's do this here. What did I do with all that sugar cane? All right, here we go. So let's do this. Let's just see how many rockets we can get. Oh, I'm pumped. I'm pumped, pumped, pumped. Okay, here we go. Here's the rockets. I mean, look at that. Look at that, dudes. A couple hours of AFK. We're going to move this stuff out of here. So we're talking a couple hours of AFK. We've got more than a shulker box full. I mean, that's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Well, I would say today's episode has been a great success. I hope I didn't bore you guys too much. I hope I wasn't like too breadstick tutorial mode. I mean, you know, I'm not the best at that. But I had a blast. I had a blast putting the farm together. I had a blast hanging out with you dudes, and I hope you did too. And I can't wait to see you in the next episode. Later, breadheads.